It was good to see you last week up there in Dayton. It's been a long time. You guys look very busy, Ron.
Yeah, it was good to see you stop by. I have to apologize for not having any donuts here.
Yeah, that's all right. If I had any, I would have gotten in trouble by eating them. So, but
You and
there's
me
a lot
both.
of stuff going on. I know you said that you've got a big surprise, kind of an announcement that you want to save. And so we will do that in a bit. But before we get to there, many people have talked to me and asked me, emailed about the Doman fire case that you guys are handling. And they're going, what the hell is going on? Why is the Burdge law firm dragging their feet so long on this? What's the short story answer on that? I think I know, but I wanted to get it from you.
The short story answer on it is we're not dragging our feet. We're kicking and screaming and moving as fast as we can. The problem is the court system and also the factories and the dealers that are involved in it. They've done everything they can to throw roadblocks in, motions they can, delays as much as they can. And part of the problem is not just that, but the fact that the court system is so backlogged, and that's true for Indiana as well, that you can't get a motion decided as fast as it needs to get decided. And the court cannot move a court case to the next step until the last step has been dealt with.
But it's almost 3 years.
Yep. But I got to tell you, I have not seen this many motions filed in a case ever. It's like every time you turn around, anything they can dream up, they've dreamed up. And so we've had to battle each one by one in order to get them out of the way. And now they're out of the way. And the court has actually scheduled things to occur in the case, including the discovery phase of it, which would be depositions and such, and moving it toward the motions that we can file to have the court decide that as a matter of law, this thing was eliminated from square one.
So you're telling me, if I'm hearing this correctly, that the Burdge law firm didn't even get involved in this until not that long ago. And it was because the family was hoping for some kind of resolution, and they're running out of time and they had to get a lawyer.
Yeah, there were two stages of the delay process that they have used to fight these people. And the first was when the people were trying to get it resolved on their own and couldn't get that accomplished. And that got strung out for a while. And then you end up with the fact that gets strung along to the point where you end up with a time deadline where you either file a case or your rights are gone. So at that point, they got a hold of us just before that so that we could get the case filed. And then the next thing that happened was that the dealer and the factory involved in everything, they started figuring out what they can do to delay that part of the process. And court processes happen in two stages. The first stage is where everybody figures out essentially where the case is going to be for sure. And if they don't like it, they can try to challenge that. And any legal things that had to do with the complaint, if something was alleged or not alleged and whatever, all legal arguments essentially.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't until that's over with and everybody gets to fight each one of those issues. But when that's over with, that's when the case actually starts in terms of the court process that's involved. And they used both of those stages before the lawsuit and immediately after it was filed to just do nothing but, in my opinion, add delay and delay and delay. But that's all over with now. Now we've got a court schedule, and now it's full speed ahead.
So now you're doing the depositions, doing the discovery, what happened, who, what, when, where, and all the details of it. And hopefully, is that going to be drug out, or that they can't? I mean, at some point, I would think after 3 years that a judge somewhere is going to go, okay, let's get this thing going.
Yeah, and that's probably what's going to happen. We cannot file a motion asking the court to say that we win until those parts of the process are done first. So we have to go through those processes, and we'll go through those as fast as we can to get to the point where we can force them to the courtroom.
Okay, switch gears now to RVs and the quality. And I was reading recently that Forest River, and maybe I'm not very smart, but Forest River, they had received an award, like a dealer award, for one of the brands under the Forest River umbrella about how well it was made.
Yeah.
But that kind of seems like weird to me, like a paradox. What can you explain that?
Yeah, it is a paradox. It's just incredible to see the things that happen pretty much all in the same time frame for Forest River. First of all, just as there's a national RV company organization, there's also a RV Dealers Association on a national level. And that dealer association periodically passes out awards for what they say is the best quality that their dealers are saying they're seeing out there. Well, what struck me so odd here just recently was that dealer association, National Dealer Association, mind you, they gave an award to Forest River for its high level of quality. And at the same time, when you look at the numbers on the recalls, nobody in the RV industry has more recalls than Forest River. So it's kind of like, wait a minute, the guys that the dealers are saying are the best are the same guys that the recall agency in Washington, D.C. says have the most recalls. What's wrong with that?
But isn't it, Forest River, I don't know how many brands they've got. They've got lots and lots of different plants. Yeah. It was just an award for one of their products. I think it's east to west. And but it's still underneath the Forest River flag, so to speak.
Right. And of course, Forest River talks about it as though it's Forest River that got the whole award. But that's not really true.
How about recalls in general? Are you seeing more or less, about the same? What's kind of, give us a feel for what you're seeing there at the Burdge Law Firm.
What we've seen on the recalls, and by the way, these are public recalls that anybody can go dig up and look at or actually subscribe to, even just for their RV or some other one they might be interested in. But I subscribe to a list that the federal recall people let you get on that basically gives you every recall in the entire RV industry. So I get all of those, and I've gotten those for a number of years now. And what I've noticed is that the quantity of vehicles being recalled has gone up over time, and the quantity of recalls themselves have also gone up over time. So it's not getting any better out there in the factories, that's for sure.
Are these safety item recalls or cosmetic stuff, like a light fixture or something, the wallpaper, I don't know, something just that's not safety related? Are they cosmetic issues that are recalls or just safety issues?
No, they're only safety issues. The federal government does not have any right to make a recall happen on anything other than a safety issue. And the dealers, or the factories, I should say, the factories have no obligation to make a recall on anything other than a safety issue. So the recalls are always on a safety issue. Now, there are these other less significant issues that are not really rising to the level of a safety matter. And in those kinds of cases, those are technically classified as technical service bulletins or messages, so to speak, that are distributed by the factories to the dealers. But it's the recalls that are mandatory, and those are only on safety issues. Those are serious.
You're suggesting if I own an RV, it's not a bad idea for me to subscribe to get these feeds and just scan them. I mean, you do it there at your law firm, your Monday morning recalls, and we don't have them every Monday, but most Mondays you do it. And so, we put them out there, but that's a good idea. All right. So I want to ask you, what were you wanting to announce, or what was the, what did you want to talk about? I kind of pushed you a little bit there when I was in Dayton, but.
Well, I'm the managing attorney at the firm now, so I'm sort of stepping into the management role, which means there's other things that I have to be doing in addition to what I was doing. So the result of it is that my partner here at the law firm, Beth Wells, we have several attorneys, and we're hiring a new one too, by the way, as well as a new paralegal. But my partner here at the law firm is going to be giving more of these discussions with you, talking about the industry, talking about recalls, talking about problems we're seeing, talking about the good things that we see too when those happen. Because the whole picture is what I think people need to understand in the RV industry. That's why we want to help you pass that word out. So she's going to be giving some of these interviews and having some of these discussions with you, as well as me.
And Beth has been around for quite some time. I mean, she's the person. She's the person that's working on the Dolman fire case. So she's very, very smart.
Yeah, she's been around doing RV cases for over 20 years here at my office. So she knows her stuff. In fact, I remember having but the first trial with her, and also the last trial that I had with her. We do a team approach. No one attorney handles a case all by themselves, because you want to make sure that everything gets covered. The T's are crossed, the I's are dotted, and the jury knows what's what. And that means that more than one lawyer really needs to be doing the job, I think. And that's one of the reasons why we win so much, because we make sure that we're winning. And she's been doing that for over 20 years with us. She knows her stuff.
Wow. So you're not retiring, going off into the sunset. You're sort of taking a different role then, is what I'm hearing. And you'll still be around. We'll still be able to visit like this from time to time. But Beth is going to be coming to take.
Yeah, and I have been the only person who does the case reviews when we start a case for probably over a decade easily. So that's going to continue too. And I'll be pulling her into doing some of that too, so that she can help out with that caseload. But with the changes that are in the industry anymore, it's not looking like things are getting any better for RV owners out there.
All right, so we're going to wrap up this video, but I want to segue next into what in the hell is going on in California. Because it is I mean, you sent me this stuff this morning and I'm trying to read it. I'm like, this makes no sense. So bring me up to speed. What in the hell is going on in California that could have it sounds like to me it could have a ripple effect everywhere.
Oh, it's not a can, it's a will. It will have a ripple effect everywhere, and to every person who goes out to buy an RV, whether it's new or used. What is occurring right now, and it's not a matter of it's occurring so much as the rules already been put in place. This is coming.
And that's exactly what Ron and I will be discussing in part 2 of this video. I'm telling you, if you RV, whether you have a motorhome or not, it's going to affect you, and not in a positive way, at some point in the future. Make sure you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications to all so you will not miss part 2 of this video. And if you have a question, a legal question for Ron Burdge or his partner Beth Wells, or maybe a topic that you would like to hear discussed, drop it in the comments down below, or you can send me an email. My contact info is down below as well. And I promise I'll put it on my list of questions to ask the next time we get together. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again very soon.